Hi, welcome to the AspNET virtual lab. In the last video we saw how to attach a database to your web project or the website. Now in this video we'll see how to write the code to insert and fetch the records from the tables. Now before we go for that, I'll show you the working of this website so you will have an idea how these web pages are being accessed. So I'll view the web page in the browser. So this is my admin login page. So I'll enter the username and password. Now when I click the login button, so if the password is wrong, I'll see the error here, that is it is an invalid username and password. So again I'll enter the username and password and I'll click on the login button. Now if the password is correct, I'll be redirected to the administrator's home page. Now this is the home page that you see. Now the images that you see, these are all image button controls that I have used on this home page. Now I have created only one form to add the student. So when I click on the add student button, you'll see the add student details form appears, and from here I can add a student's record. So I'll add a roll number. So click on add student. You'll see the student record is added successfully. I'm showing the message here. So this is how the web project, the website works. Now how these things happen. Now this is what we'll see through the code. Now this is my admin login page. So on the click event of the login button, okay, before we go for this, we need to create the connection string. Now the connection string is the combination of the connection name, the connection string and the provider. Now the connection string can be found from the Server Explorer. You need to just click on the Server Explorer and the database that we have attached now in our last video. Then in the properties window, you'll see the connection string here. So just copy this connection string, and in the solution explorer you will see web.config. Open this file. In web.config, look for the connection strings. Now under connection strings, now initially when you see the connection strings, you will see it is in this fashion. So the connection string is a standalone closed tag. So you remove this slash and add a closing tag here. So you get a connection string closing tag like this. Then you write this thing there. So add. So you have to create a add. You have to write an add tag here. In the add tag, I provide name here. So the connection string name is DCSCon. The connection string. Now the red thing you see is the keywords. So as you go on typing, you'll see it gets typed. So I'll show you here how it works. So add name. So when you put equal to this, how it is, this is how it works. So you go on typing the connection string. Now copy the connection string, paste the connection string that you have copied in the properties window. Then you need to specify the provider's name. So system.data.sql client. So if you remember the theory part that I explained, so this is the namespace that we are using for SQL Server. So these namespace will provide us with all the classes and libraries. So this is the place where we create the connection string. Once you set the connection string, now you need to use this connection string in your form. So on the click of login button, I am using this connection string. So initially you need to import these two namespaces, system.data.sql client, system.web.configuration. So these are the two namespaces that we need to import. Then I create a global variable objcon as new SQL connection. So I set the SQL connection. So this is this is how I access the connection string from the web.config. So we need to use the web configuration manager class dot connection strings, provide the connection string name, so the name that we have specified there, dot connection string. So this will give us the connection object. So we are creating a SQL connection object, and then on the click event of the login button, I am declaring a query string. So string, I am writing the query select star from login details where username is equal to @username and password is equal to @password. Now this username and this pwd are my column names in my table, and this is what we call as parameterized values. Now there are two ways of specifying the query. Now here you can see I have commented one of the ways. So username, where I am using the control name directly. So whenever you are using the control name, you need to encode, or you need to put it into a single quote, double quote, space, ampersand, again space, and again when you are closing the control, again you have to specify ampersand, double quote, single quote. So similarly for username and the password. Now this is what is the parameterized value. So after this I create a command object, SQL command object, wherein we pass the parameter as str query, that is this query, and the connection object. So the connection object that we have created here. Then we need to specify what will be the values for these parameters. So we have the parameter username, parameter password. So I am taking the values from the text box control for login and password. Now in the try catch block, I am opening the connection. So connection dot open. I am creating a reader, SQL data reader. Now this SQL data reader will fetch records from the table. Now why I need to fetch record is I need to check whether the username and password that is entered in the form is same as that in the table. So these statement will execute this query, select query, and in the obj reader, that is a reader object, the records will get fetched. Now here I am checking if the record, if the record is found. Now if there is the record, then the value for these will be the value will be read for this object, and if these conditions satisfies, then I am redirecting the user to the admin home page, or else it will display an error. It will remove whatever was entered in the text boxes and set the focus in the login page. So this is how I have written the code for login page. So we'll see how to insert records, insert the student record in the next video. Thank you.